With Mark Jackson, Heather Cox, and Bill Simmons is the other voice you're hearing. The sports guy making his debut as an NBA game analyst. And, you know, Darrell Wright does very well when you're in the building. He's knocking down shots.
I want him to look over at me, though.
That'll be Miami ball. Wright is 4 for 5 from three-point range tonight for the Warriors.
Well, they're making the mistake of leaving a shooter wide open. Ilgauskas runs back and said, we got to communicate. Stay at home on the shooters.
In Toronto. Tied at 45.
Interesting situation. The Warriors have a foul to give with 17 seconds left on the shot clock. If I'm in this situation, I don't take the foul because 5 seconds is plenty of time to get another shot on the other end of the floor.
LeBron. In the corner, James Jones knocks down the three.
Great offense, great execution, and the vision of LeBron James.
Assist number 6 on the night for LeBron. Time for the Warriors. Reggie Williams. And a very competitive first half comes to a close with Miami leading by 3. And again, the athleticism, the vision, and the pinpoint passing of LeBron James opening up a 3 for James Jones from the corner. And Miami, on the strength of that play, takes a 3-point lead into the break. Heather Cox is with Dwayne Wade.
Dan, thanks so much. Dwayne, 15 seconds into the game, you took an elbow to the head. What are the after effects of that injury?
No, it just shakes you up for a little minute, but I'm okay.
Now, you guys have won 6 in a row, all by double digits. Tonight, you're being tested. What's the difference so far?
Yeah, well, we know he's going to be tested. I mean, this is a good offensive team. We have to step up our defensive mentality. We got to rebound the ball a lot better in the third quarter is what happened for us. But right now, this team playing good.
We'll let you get to your team. Thanks, Dwayne.
Thank you.
Ellis, who's done it year in and year out, Jalen, and I believe definitely you never hear him mentioning the top guards, but to me, he is one of the top guards in the league. And in Golden State, there's some debate whether he's a point guard, but I often see him blowing by people and making point guard plays. When you can blow by your defender, get to the paint at will, he's going to make point guard plays. And here's a finish. Pretty incredible athlete, great player. I do think he is their best player for sure, and I think he's an all-star.
And the thing about Monta Ellis is he's a fearless driver to the basket and a finisher, as you saw with the slam dunk. He shoots the 3. He penetrates off pick and roll. He's a complete offensive player. It's going to be interesting to see when Curry comes back who they like to handle the ball. But more importantly, on the inside, have to find a way to get David Lee going. They can have a big 3 in the Bay Area.
We have caught up Darrell Wright. Spent the first 6 years of his NBA career with Miami, has made 4 threes in this game for the Warriors. Here he goes to start the second half. Misses his first attempt at the rebound to Chris Bosh, who did not have a very productive first half. Bosh now has 6 points and 5 rebounds in the game.
And there's some nights where Chris Bosh looks explosive and other nights where he looks very old. Tonight, he looks old, not able to blow by bigger guys that's nowhere near as athletic as him. He's got to be aggressive just like that first possession.
One thing Bosh said just a couple of days ago is, I know who I am. If I'm a jump shooting big man, I'm a jump shooting big man. And he certainly seems more comfortable taking jumpers from the elbow than posting up or attacking the rim.
The one thing I don't understand is why he's not rebounding more. I just thought, on this team especially, I just thought he'd be in the 11 or 12 range, and he's barely at 8.
He's down 3 rebounds a game from last year. LeBron tied up by David Lee. Heather Cox had a chance at halftime to visit with Keith Smart, the coach of the Warriors. Heather, what'd you find out?
And Dan, coach was obviously very optimistic. He liked the energy that he saw from his team and the way his team moved the ball, and was very impressed that they didn't settle by making plays for themselves, but were very unselfish. Now, he also said the key, they always, or at least almost always, got 4 bodies back so that James and Wade always had bodies in front of them. I asked about his concern, and he said he certainly expects both James and Wade to start being much more aggressive, penetrate, and they needed to make those adjustments here in the second half.
You know, and he says even though they're not getting the results, they haven't been getting the wins lately, he loves the effort that his team is giving. Golden State's lost 5 in a row, but here's who they've played: San Antonio, Phoenix, Oklahoma City, Dallas, San Antonio again. Now this game tonight, then they go to Utah Monday. Well, you play in the Western Conference and play obviously the vast majority of your games against Western Conference teams. You can get on a losing streak even if you are playing pretty well.
And really, that's the luxury of these teams we're talking about in the Eastern Conference. They're beating the teams they're supposed to beat and battling in other situations.
And Keith Smart does not like the way the second half begins. 5 quick points for Miami. An 8-0 run for the Heat, carrying back to the closing seconds of the first half. And Keith Smart will use an early timeout. Dwayne Wade with a game-high 17. And Miami now up by 8. Spoelstra commenting on what it's like to have a target constantly on your back.
We're not running away from expectations or the pressure. All of this, I think, toughens us. We've been through a lot of extreme circumstances already in this season. A lot of that is brought on because of how this team was put together. We embrace that, and in the end, hopefully that will make us stronger as a unit.
And I'm not sure they always embraced it, because all three of these guys that came over together, they'd never really been hated before. They'd always been, the crowd was always with them, the fans were always with them, and I do think, Mark, that takes a little while to adjust, right?
No, absolutely. You've got to be willing to embrace going into hostile situations and elevate your game.
And you played with Reggie Miller, who loved nothing more than going into the opposing arena and shut them down.
Love the fact that 20,000 people would be booing, people would be trash talking, everybody would be hating, embracing his failure, and time and time again, rose to the occasion. What this team has to realize is, an old preacher once told me, trials and tribulations are transportation to where you're going to. Embrace what they went through early, and now get to where they're called to get to.
And they went through a lot of different things, as Eric Spoelstra told us, that they've had critics of each of the big three for the numbers not being what they usually are. Critics of their point guards, critics of their centers, critics of their coach, critics of just about everything. So they do feel they're all in this together, because nobody has been spared.
And he made it sound like a merry-go-round, like, oh, this week it's Bosh's turn, this week it's my turn, oh, this week it's LeBron's turn.
You know what's good about it? Normally you think, oh, he's just making up stories, but everything he said was factual.
Right.
All of those guys have been through something.
Arroyo wide open, and he continues to shoot the ball well. He's shooting better than 50% on his threes so far this season.
I think every one of them's been wide open, though.
If I'm anybody not named LeBron James or Dwayne Wade in a Heat uniform, I'm working on my jump shot every single day, because those are the shots that I'm going to get. I'm going to be wide open.
I think Mike Miller is salivating at the opportunity to get healthy and come back and be a part of this team.
Got to be going crazy.
Yeah. LeBron Ilgauskas is hammered from behind.
Hey, coming out of halftime, the energy in this building kind of faded away, and I don't know if it's coming back.
Did you pass like that in high school, Bill?
No.
Did you shoot like that in high school?
No. I do. I tweeted this before. I want to come back in my next life as James Jones. So all he has to do is shoot 7 wide-open threes a game. And that's it. They don't want him to do anything else.
And he's a shooter, so it's right up his alley.
Perfect.
They got a few. Arroyo can shoot it. Jones, Miller when he gets healthy. Ilgauskas, not really a three-point shooter, but one of the best shooting big men in the NBA.
And those guys will benefit, but also Wade and LeBron, because there's certain guys you're not going to want to help off of. Mike Miller's a knockdown shooter.
Darrell Wright.
You know, he played the entire first half. He never came out. I wonder if he lost his legs a little.
Wade with a beautiful feed. Miami scoring in bunches right now. And what was the 3-point lead at the half is already a 13-point lead 3.5 minutes into the second half.
And traditionally, the rebound is made. The point guard is running out to get the outlet pass. The luxury that Carlos Arroyo has is off to the races. Look at these guys sprint and fill the lane. Oh.
Wow. Another timeout by Golden State. The Miami Heat flexing their muscles, Mark, here in the third quarter.
The folks came to see a show. The show has arrived. Take them to the streets. Defensively, getting it done. Throw it upstairs. Mama, there goes that man. Outstanding job of taking advantage of quality defense. The Heat balling.
Well, all of a sudden, the Miami Heat have turned it up a notch, outscoring Golden State 15-3 in the first 3 minutes and 48 seconds here in the second half. And Bill, their defense has led to transition offense for the Heat.
And the biggest play of this game was the last play right at the end of the first half. It was 45-all. They were in that set play, coming out of a little mini timeout for James Jones, going into the halftime with a 3-point lead. Now it's 15.
Lee with his offhand, his right hand, misses it. Rebound to LeBron. Wade, beautiful spin to the baseline, the floater and the foul.
No, part of the problem is the Warriors bigs trying to offensive rebound. All of a sudden, when LeBron rebounds the basketball, David Lee is behind him. So automatically, it's a 5-on-4 fast break. And these guys are too good at spreading the basketball and scoring the rock. Dwayne Wade finishes with the contact.
And I got to say, not a typical David Lee game tonight. And it makes me wonder, like, with the elbow, is he totally back yet? Because he just doesn't seem like himself at all.
You look at some of the best stats for Miami tonight, guys. LeBron James has 8 assists. Dwayne Wade has 6 assists. In addition to all the scoring they've done, they've combined for 33 points and 14 assists already. Williams, beautiful feed to Lee.
On cue.
Reggie Williams getting the start for Golden State. Stephen Curry rolled the ankle again on a Wednesday. Will miss at least one more game after this. Bosh, great hands by Ellis. Third in the league in steals, lost it on the way up.
He was trying to dunk that.
And out of bounds to Golden State. Plenty of time to shoot.
This Miami team has these runs, and this is what, makes them truly scary when you think about their ceiling. Is they have these 12-0, 11-1, 13-0 runs that nobody else in the league has. Just overwhelming.
That's exactly what I was talking about. You have to be disciplined for 48 minutes because they can go out and create spurts and score. Before you know it, they're up double digits because you've made mistakes.
And their spurts are unlike spurts that we've seen from other teams because we talked about earlier, they have 2 of the best finishers in the league. They can hit threes. And they can just get 8 points in 40 seconds.
Yeah, they have missed a shot. Here in the third quarter, they are 7 for 7 as Reggie Williams goes to the line for the Warriors. On the NBA calendar, Monday night on NBA TV, it'll be Indiana at Chicago. ESPN with a doubleheader Wednesday, Boston at New York, then Portland at Dallas. And on TNT Thursday, Atlanta, Boston, followed by San Antonio, Denver. Friday night, by the way, here on ESPN, another doubleheader, Miami at New York and Phoenix at Dallas. So a great week of NBA action coming your way.
Was Vlad Radmanovic on this team the whole game, or did he just show up at halftime? Was he late? Where did he come from?
Radmanovic did not play at all in the first half.
I don't think he was on the bench. I think he pulled him out of the stands.
Radmanovic made some headlines here the last couple of days by being critical of the Warriors' practice habits, and it seems Monte Ellis took exception to those comments. Oh, boy, you know what? Give Ellis and Williams a lot of credit. I mean, when they go to the rim, they're going to the rim hard.
Yeah. But not only that, give LeBron James a lot of credit. In the first half, he was dunked on by Williams. Not giving up anything. These type of energy and effort plays become contagious. You lay down a rule. We're not giving up anything easy. Outstanding job of attacking offensively, but not surrendering defensively.
And by the way, if Joel Anthony did that, that's a flagrant foul. With LeBron, the refs are like...
You sound like Jeff Van Gundy. That's a good play. That's a good play on the ball.
It was a good play. I'm just saying. They overreact with those sometimes. Oh, I'm getting electroshock. This is my favorite single thing about LeBron James's game is how personally he takes it when somebody tries to get a fast break dunk or a layup on his team. And he takes pride in chasing the guy down. It's almost like watching a linebacker chase down a quarterback or something. Comes from behind, blindside. He just loves that. And nobody else in the league does that.
I do it every single off day in my yard with my 2 little boys. Lower the rim, they try to score me, I just swat it.
You did the LeBron?
Not in my house.
Yeah, I had fun.
13-point lead for the Heat and a carry on LeBron. Joel Anthony gets that call. Yeah.
He does.
LeBron didn't like it at all.
The other Warriors, this is about executing. You're still in this ball game. Settle down and get quality offense.
Bill, you talked about Darrell Wright not coming out. Monte Ellis, I think, has only missed 23 seconds of game time here tonight.
Yeah, and he'll do that from time to time, too.
David Lee.
He'll play the 47-minute game.
Yep. Gotta hurry. Good if it goes.
I'm going to quote Hubie Brown. It's a good timeout by Spoelstra.
Energy back in the building. courtesy of Reggie Williams.
That's a smart, alert play by Reggie Williams. Catches the basketball off the pass from David Lee. Recognizes right away, I got to get it up. Locks and loads. Knocks down the long ball.
An amazing start for the San Antonio Spurs so far this season. Bad news here for Golden State. That three by Reggie Williams has been wiped away. The officials during the timeout went and looked. Keep an eye as the clock goes 0 and the ball still on the fingertips of Reggie Williams, a fraction of a second late. So take away the basket for Golden State.
I was going to say that was also bad news for Reggie Williams fantasy owners, but nobody has him. 0.0% owned.
You're thinking about picking him up now after watching him in person.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. Like 31 Wednesday night against the Spurs. And starting in place of the injured Stephen Curry tonight, and at least for one more game. LeBron skies for the rebound, and Miami looking to push at every opportunity here in the second half. Wade, nicely done.
If I was Keith Smart, I would really consider going small. Even though he doesn't have a loaded bench, this Miami Heat team is too explosive in transition. You got to find a way to get 5 guys committed to protecting the paint.
What about zone, Mark, against Miami? We saw it a little bit early in the season. Haven't seen as much of it lately.
Well, the problem is that they're getting stops. So off of the stops, you're not going to be able to get back and fall into a zone. You have to have 5 guys getting back and communicating. Right now, the Warriors do not have that.
Miami outscoring Golden State 20-8 here in the third quarter. Bosh faces on Lee. Fades away and hits.
And you know, if you're Keith Smart, you show the first 15 minutes of this ball game when they were on point, rotating, communicating, contesting, high hands, coming up with steals. And then you show the last 4 or 5 minutes. It's been breakdowns on the defensive end.
Might be time to have the Amundsen-Gadzuric combo come back in.
Off Ilgauskas out of bounds, and here comes Louis Amundsen, who gave him a nice lift in the first half.
I thought that was when they looked the best, when those guys were in there together, because they were crashing the boards.
Biedrins has not been a big factor at all tonight as he comes out. Biedrins still scoreless in this game in 22 minutes.
Well, Amundsen is a guy that will run the floor, so he's going to get back in transition, and he's a high-energy guy, so you need what he brings to the table right now.
1 on the shot clock. Tipped by LeBron. And a foul and the basket as well.
He's ridiculous. And I'll tell you one thing. I saw these guys in Boston and Philly, and there wasn't the energy between the guys that we're seeing now. And it just seems like they're used to each other now, which makes sense because they played 21 games together.
And the good news for them is playing the Golden State Warriors. So like we talked about, win the games you're supposed to win, gain some confidence, because there's going to be some fight back when you face the better teams in this league. You're going to have to be able to withstand the fight defensively.
LeBron potentially on his way to a triple-double. He's got 16 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds. And we've still got better than 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Amundsen.
Great defense.
And another turnover. And another fast break opportunity. And a travel.
Larry Bird would have made that play, Mark.
Tried to go for the home run play. Actually should have returned the favor. Dwayne Wade filling the lane, could have thrown it to the rim.
Did you guys ever settle who's the best passing forward in NBA history?
We settled in my mind. It's Larry Bird.
No, it's LeBron James, and that's in complimenting Larry Bird. But at the end of the day, this guy is a phenomenal passer and can truly play the point guard position.
You wake me up when there's a 15-minute YouTube clip of Larry Bird passing highlights. Look at this. How can you blaspheme him like this? Like the basketball Jesus.
Wow. Are you kidding me? I'm speechless.
Look at those. Look at this.
Speechless.
There will never be a LeBron montage like this.
This guy was a coach of mine, an all-time great, a legend. LeBron James is an incredible basketball player and a phenomenal passer. His numbers on the assist chart will be unmatched by anybody not playing the point guard position.
on cue. Behind the back bounce pass. Wade baseline. I mean, scoring at will. This game was tied with 30 seconds left in the first half. Now it's a 22-point lead.
Yeah. It reminds me when I was a rookie playing in New York. We would play against the great Celtic teams, the great Laker teams.
Hard foul by Juwan Howard.
Juwan will throw those out sometimes.
And it'll be a flagrant one on Howard. 2 in the ball.
I think more so to control the basketball game. You see Juwan Howard goes for the basketball, but both hands come down, so it's the correct call. But the point I was making is we would play against the Lakers or we play against the Celtics, and we'd be in the ball game until about midway through the third, really believing that it was our game to lose. 5 minutes later, Bird, McHale, Parrish, DJ, Ainge, Magic, Worthy, Kareem, those guys were sitting with ice packs on the bench. They had separated themselves from us.
So what happens? How do you get through 30 minutes of the game tied and then it all comes apart?
Talent prevails.
Yeah.
You're on E. You've done everything you could do. You fought the good fight, but at the end of the day, these are some bad dudes.
And these are some bad dudes wearing the black jerseys here tonight. Dwayne Wade and LeBron have combined for 40 points already, not to mention 15 assists. Wade on the bench right now. Nice look, but too late. A 17-point lead for Miami late in the third.
I think this is about to be the Monta Ellis show if they have a chance to come back in this.
He's got 18. Playing off the ball now, some with AC Law in at the point. He runs right into the back of Amundsen, gets it back, and draws the foul.
AC Law was a guy I liked coming out of college. He was a lottery pick, late in the lottery, but I thought he had some great moments in college. He played in some big games. Mark, why don't you think he made it?
You know, Billy Knight, the former GM of the Atlanta Hawks, actually drafted this young man and really believed in his ability and thought he was going to be a starting point guard in this league for a long time. A lot of times in this league, you lose your confidence.
Yeah.
You lose the very thing that got you to this level, and you forget what you can do. And I've seen some great players lose their swagger, lose their bounce, and become regular players. He's got to find a way to get it back if he's going to sustain himself in this league.
But you guys are right. At Texas A&M in his last year, I mean, he made game-winning shot after game-winning shot.
He was big.
He was unbelievable in huge games too. And now he's been with 5 teams in 4 years, and this is his second tour duty with Golden State. Right with a long look ahead, Radmanovic lays it in. Making a little run here, the Warriors, 9-0 right now.
You jinxed it.
This is what you want if you're Keith Smart. I'm not going to yell at you for losing this game. We should lose, but we're going to lose on my terms. We're going to give energy, effort, and passion.
Well, he took your advice. He went small. He must have you on the headset.
Shot clock at 3. Deep 3, LeBron.
That's not fair.
Those are the type of shots that take the life out of you. You play solid defense for 21 seconds on the shot clock, and all of a sudden, a guy knocks down a long one. I don't understand this. If you're Darrell Wright, you know the rules. Hand down, man down.
Kobe's the #1 greatest at that, the 28-footer with 2 seconds on the shot clock, but I think LeBron's second.
I'm shocked that you didn't go with a Celtic guy. You sure it wasn't Jerry Seaston?
I think Paul Pierce is third.
Again, LeBron. Back-to-back threes, 22 on the night for LeBron James.
And stared down the crowd a little bit. I like that. Did the Maximus. Are you not entertained?
You're still hoping for a look at you before you get out of here tonight.
Yes,
though, right?
absolutely.
Amundsen inside. And will shoot a couple and is down again.
You know, this is when guys like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade cannot be guarded. When they're knocking down jump shots, there's nothing that you can do individually other than call out for help. And the guys behind you, you have to trust and force them to put the ball on the floor into the help.
And if I'm the other team, I actually kind of like when LeBron shoots threes because that means he's not driving to the basket or posting up or doing the stuff that I'm really scared of. But if he's making them, what do you do? Nothing.
No, you're right. But at the end of the day, you can tell when a guy has a bounce, when a guy believes I'm in a zone. Right now, the rim is awfully big for him knocking down the last two. So make the proper adjustments.
And as we talked about before, when does he take over? When Wade's on the bench. When does Wade take over? When LeBron's on the bench.
He goes into Cavs mode.
Yep, that's right.
Sorry, Cleveland.
Stolen away by Reggie Williams, who just came into the game for Monte Ellis. And Williams again going right to the rim. The follow by Amundsen.
We talked about that energy from Amundsen, doing a great job of getting to the foul line and then running in transition, picking up the offensive board.
And we were talking before the game about guys that fit certain roles and have one elite skill. And for Amundsen, it's just, he's an energy guy. He crashes the board. That's what he does.
Unbelievable. 3 consecutive threes in the last couple of minutes by LeBron. And Amundsen called for the moving screen. Dwayne Wade applauding what his friend's doing here in the last couple of minutes.
I just want to say as a fan, it's pretty cool being here right now. Because there's not a lot of guys in the league that could do this.
I just want to say that Darrell Wright is wrong.
Oh, no.
Finally misses one as the third quarter comes to a close, but LeBron erupts here in the third quarter. Hits 3 threes in a span of 1 minute and 16 seconds. All Miami in the third. It was a 3-point game at halftime. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James have taken over. Heat by 19 going to the fourth.
In Oakland with Warriors head coach Keith Smart, and coach, it was a 3-point deficit at halftime, turned into 19. What changed?
Well, I knew they were going to come out aggressive. I knew LeBron and Wade were going to come out. They probably communicated at halftime saying we got to get ourselves going, and that's exactly what they did. We expected it, and they came to fruition.
Coach, there's been a lot of discussion from our announcers about going small. How much will you implement that strategy in the fourth quarter?
Because we got to get back in the basketball game. We may have to go small because right now they're too big right now, not doing the job. So we got to speed the pace of the game up a little bit.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
LeBron James with 15 points in the third quarter. Miami shot 78% as a team in the third. LeBron starts the fourth on the bench. Wade back into the game. Bosh back into the game. And Miami in control.
I always feel bad when the coach has to do the interview after the third quarter when his team just got decimated. I don't think I would be able to do it. I think I would tell her to go away. It's just me. I'm competitive.
Well, Heather and
Heather's
Lisa
very nice,
and
though.
Doris, they've had some nervous moments depending on how games are going and which particular coach they might have to interview at the end of the third.
Mark, if you coach someday, are you going to give the interview when you're down 20?
Absolutely.
Oh, you're a nice guy.
You got to be a pro. I can't believe that you would be rude to our side.
I'd be brooding. I wouldn't want to talk to anybody.
Radmanovich puts it on the floor. And Chalmers comes down with the rebound.
Really, the difference in this ballgame is points in the paint. 42 for the Heat, 22 for the Warriors. And how about fast break points? 25-7. It's pushing the basketball, getting quality looks in transition.
You know what else helps? Wade and LeBron are 20 for 33 right now.
Dampier the miss, or the rebound off the Reggie Williams miss. Dan Shulman to Mark Jackson to Bill Simmons. Heather Cox, NBA Friday on ESPN, a 20-point lead. The Miami Heat in search of their 7th consecutive win after they were 9-8 after that loss to Dallas a couple of weeks ago. Amundsen and a foul by Bosh. And granted, a number of the wins in this win streak have come against sub-500 teams. The schedule will get tougher, but Miami, after falling to 9-8, had a players-only meeting. where they feel they came together at that point, and they went on to have some good wins, notably in Cleveland, of course, in that emotional game as LeBron returned to Cleveland. And maybe the biggest win was the one they just had a couple of nights ago, going to Salt Lake City and avenging a loss that they had suffered at home against the Jazz a couple of weeks ago.
And I thought that was their best win of the year, because that was a team that had they have matchup problems with. They don't really have anybody to guard Darren Williams. They don't have anybody who can really shut down Al Jefferson in the low post. Millsap's a nightmare for them. And their athleticism just took over in the fourth quarter, I thought.
Well, nobody has anybody to defend Darren Williams, but I think if you're Eric Spoelstra, you make the adjustment by having your smaller point guard defend Roger Bell, and you put a Wade or LeBron on Darren Williams to try to make life a little tougher for him. But great players, you can't stop them individually. You can only hope to contain them and contest their shots.
You got to pay Dan Patrick $5 for that, though.
Well, Dan Patrick has stole my stuff for years.
Good ball movement by the Heat. They play on, and Wade misses the shot and gets it back. Good tip by Bosch.
Bad acting by Monte Ellis. It was almost like a soccer flop.
Chalmers way off. Rebound Ellis. So Steve Smart said the bigs aren't getting it done. So Biederich is on the bench. David Lee, who's had an off night, is on the bench right now. Look out. Saved by Law. And a block. Dampier got a piece. Wade. Offensive foul.
Got floppy.
A really outstanding acting job by Monte Ellis. Looked like he absolutely fell, flopped before the contact by Dwayne Wade, and Wade walking back upset with the call.
Is he European?
19-point deficit for the Warriors here early in the fourth. Dwayne Wade is still barking at Derek Richardson, the official who made the call. David Lee back into the game.
I have noticed that they've relaxed the rules where you can't yell at the officials. Yeah. It's been noticeable this month.
Dampier runs down the rebound. Miami will be at Sacramento tomorrow night as they'll wrap up this 4-game road trip before heading back home. And before long, it's going to start building towards that Miami Lakers game on Christmas Day that we'll have for you on ABC. It's going to be a game with kind of like a Super Bowl's worth of buildup leading into it, you would think.
So many people are talking about that game. Great stars, ready for the moment. It's going to be special.
I haven't told my wife yet that I want to go. It could lead to my divorce, Mark. I'll marry again. I don't care.
It's local.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's local for you, right? Yeah. All right.
Hey, do you want to call her and tell her?
Did you tell her you're going to Duke?
No, I didn't tell her that either.
Oh, you didn't tell her that either? You didn't tell her that's part of the whole 3-game road trip you got planned? 8:51 to go in the fourth. Miami up 19. On ESPN and ESPN HD. Wade leans in and draws the foul. Will shoot 3. Yep.
The way he's played thus far this season, he's a special talent, having a great year. He's certainly in the discussion, very much so.
Who else is in the discussion?
For me, it's Nowitzki, just because out of the teams that are playing the best, he's the best player having the best season. So I would have him first. Amari's definitely up there. I've mentioned Kevin Garnett to Mark, and Mark got mad at me. He thought it was a Celtic homer. But I think they're the best team in the league, and his defense is the reason why. I think he's back to 2007, 2008 KG. He's got to at least be in the top 5.
Well, he's having a great year and looks fresh and lively, but Rondo is the guy that's having an MVP-type year so far for that Celtic team, and Derrick Rose is another guy that you can get in the conversation. It's certainly a core group of guys. And Kobe Bryant is a guy that you take a look. It's going to be very interesting. It's too early to tell.
Golden State going zone that last possession, and Chris Bosh getting the right-handed reverse.
This guy said Kevin Garnett. I love Kevin Garnett, but I'm sure he's home watching going, huh?
I'm sorry, I thought defense mattered. I guess it doesn't.
Well, I thought about this after you said it. Then why not say Tim Duncan?
Because I don't think Duncan's been that good offensively. I think for him, he's having the least efficient year that he's had probably in his whole career. Garnett's shooting like 56%.
But he's the tone setter on the defensive end.
So is Garnett.
Now, let me ask you about one other name as Wade banks it in. What about LeBron James? Top 10 in the league in scoring and assists. Numbers are going up every night. Good defensive player. Does he get a mention? He's won it twice already.
I think by the end of this month, if this team hasn't lost the Dallas game, I think we're going to have to be talking about somebody on this team.
Absolutely. He's going to be in the discussion. He's just not in it right now. And the only person that you can blame is LeBron James. He's set the standard so high that we expect him to be even better than he's been. But he certainly has picked it up. And at the end of the year, he's going to be another guy in the conversation. Very much so.
Might not see him again tonight, the way this one is going right now for Miami. They blew it open in the third quarter after it was just a 3-point game at the half. Wade with another follow. He is having a monster night right now. 32 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists for Dwayne Wade.
This has not been a good David Lee game, and I still think he's not totally recovered from that elbow thing because he's just not playing with any zip.
Monte Ellis now with 20. David Lee says he has trouble extending that arm fully still. Heather Cox has more.
Phil, I noticed the same thing. In fact, David Lee, when he's running down the court, actually not looking natural, not moving that left arm. That elbow infection still a major concern. He told me it's a large open wound, still bleeds excessively.
Oh.
And in fact, his teammates are just amazed that he's playing through as much pain as he is playing, and earned a lot of respect from his teammates and coaches for just being out there.
There was a lot of concern if they didn't get the antibiotics figured out in time, they would have to cut away a large portion of his triceps muscle in order to get the infection out of there. Fortunately, he's okay, even though he doesn't appear to be close to 100%. In the first half, LeBron James taking over in the third. Dwayne Wade with a game-high 32 points. Bill, LeBron has shown some of his best stuff of the season here tonight.
Yeah, he botched an alley-oop early, and then he got revenge on the rim at least 3 times.
When you talk about LeBron having a great night, how about Dwayne Wade? Quietly, 32 big points, got it going in transition. Time and time again, that pretty runner in traffic.
And I thought he was the key to that Utah win the other night. LeBron had good stats too, but Wade was the guy that I thought made all the plays that needed to be made in that game.
The Miami Heat on cruise control right now, on their way to their 7th consecutive win. Golden State will lose for the 6th time in a row, barring a monster comeback here, and for the 11th time in their last 12 games. Miami started slowly. They're playing their best basketball of the year right now. Golden State actually got off to a 6-2 start, but then the schedule got tougher and the losses started piling up.
And the David Lee injury, I think, changed their season, too.
Bosch, who has not had a great night, quietly has 16 points and 7 rebounds, so the numbers are starting to get up there as he continues to try to find his way with this team.
What a luxury it is for the Miami Heat. I played, and there were nights when I felt we had the best player on the floor, but no night when you felt we got the 2 best players on the floor every single night. They're incredible.
Wade is fouled and will head back to the line. Cam Newton from Auburn.
I feel bad that his dad's not going. How many Heisman Trophy sons is he going to have? This is it for him. I agree. Kornheiser said this on PTI. I couldn't agree more.
I'll tell you what, if Cam Newton does not win the Heisman, I'm boycotting for the rest of my life.
Wow. Hopefully the right thing will happen.
What a great year. It's going to be an exciting national championship game.
Yes, it will.
You know, I want to commend Mark for showing a lot of courage doing this game tonight after the Red Sox locked up the AL East for the next 10 years.
We had a little,
I'm very proud of you that you showed up for this game.
We had a little pool on the crew when the Red Sox-Yankee nastiness was going to rear its ugly head here tonight.
And when it was going to happen was when the Heat took a 26-point.
Adrian Gonzalez pickup, man. I mean, that's legit, too. He's one of the great players in the game that people don't talk about a lot.
Yeah, and I knew we were in good shape with him when the Padre fans were emailing me congratulations, saying, you're going to love this guy.
Speaking of congratulations, how about the new Sunday night baseball voice? Congratulations to our partner.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to that a lot. Looking forward to that a lot.
Oral, and Bobby
Valentine. Bobby V, that's right. I imagine we might have a Yankee-Red Sox game or 5.
I was saying to you, you have to fill 4.5, 5 hours for those games.
That's all right.
A lot of material.
26-point lead for Miami, under 4 to go here at Oracle Arena. Juwan Howard.
Jeremy Lin's coming in, so the crowd's excited. This is America's favorite garbage time guy.
And Efe Udoh is going to make his NBA debut tonight.
You said it. You were practicing that all day.
All afternoon.
I'm not going to attempt it.
This game was tied with 11 seconds left in the first half. And it has been